Hello friends, for today's video I'll be taking a look at the recent re-release of the Mitsubishi Lancer Evolution 3 from Hasegawa, specifically the 1996 Swedish Rally winner boxing. I'll also be comparing it to the original release to see if it's worth tracking one of those down or picking up this recent one. It has been Hasegawa's strategy for the past few years to reissue older kits and then afterwards release them again but with new decals. Some of the most anticipated were the Subaru Legacies, followed by the early Lancers, Lancia Deltas, and Groupe Imprezas. This strategy hasn't just been limited to their rally kits though, but the same has been done with their Group C cars, MotoGP bikes, and Formula 1 kits. But are they worth getting? Let's open the box to find out. On lifting the lid, you're presented with a very nicely packaged kit. The first bag houses the clear sprue, something that I have noticed that's common on these early Lancers, but also on others as well, is that the head and tail lights tend to be quite fragile on the sprue. I've had some kits that look like the lights are missing because they've broken off inside the bag. That being said, the clarity of the clear parts is excellent. The unused champagne bottle does have a large air bubble inside it, but as it's unused it's not really an issue. Also in this bag is the tyre markings, photo etch fret, window masking stickers, and a small bag within which is the mudflap material, the seatbelt material, and metal for the aerial. There's also some mesh for the grille, but I do feel that this is a little too large for this scale. Moving on to the body, which is enclosed in its own bag. On the whole, the moulding is pretty good with no excess flash. However, the majority of the mould lines where the tooling is close together present a large ridge that needs to be sanded away. This is most evident here where the road car's aerial is. Luckily, this whole area needs to be sanded away for the rally version. I also noticed a break just here on the window trim. This looks to be an issue during transit rather than a moulding flaw. This should be an easy fix anyway. The main bag contains the body kit, interior and suspension parts, along with a bag of tyres and polycaps. The moulding looks crisp, meaning cleanup should be quick and easy. One thing that should be noted though, is that this kit was originally tooled as an Evo 1, and subsequently had additional sprues added and the body altered to convert it into an Evo 3. This therefore has left this kit with some inaccuracies, especially with the interior suspension and exhaust. But most interestingly is that an obvious error has been deliberately designed, that being the roof vent. Hasegawa chose to tool it with an overall squared design, whereas it should have an elongated tapered end to it, basically the same as the one in the Tamiya Evo 5 and 6. Another inaccuracy is the wheels and tyres. The wheels more closely represent the style of Enkis used on gravel events, as opposed to the type used on snow. The same goes for the tyres, with these having a gravel tread pattern, not the traditional studded snow and ice ones used in Sweden. If you wish to correct this, Renaissance do a nice set of the correct style 5-spoke Enki snow wheels with studded tyres in 15 and 16 inch. A quick look at the decals and they're exactly what you'd expect from a recent Hasegawa kit. Good colour, clear and precise. The way to tell that this is the re-release is by the date, as here you can see that it says 2019 with the 07 meaning July. The decals also state that they're produced by Cartograph. The instructions have a good layout, with clear steps, easy to follow annotations, and a large decal placement guide. So let's take a quick look inside the original release. Looking at the box, it looks pretty identical, save a little bit of fading, but the key difference is the Cartograph logo in the bottom corner. The re-release has a limited edition label just here. Now just before we do go inside, I'd like to mention that I didn't buy this kit new. It's pre-owned, but it is still sealed. So firstly, we have the instructions. These are basically the same as the new release, except that on the back they are dated 1996, and again the 7 represents the month. The re-release obviously has 2019 here, but also a web address and a QR code. The previous owner has placed the decals in a Ziploc bag to help protect them from aging. The white turning yellow was a particular issue of Japanese model kits of the time. This was the reason that Hasegawa turned to cartograph, and talking from experience of other Hasegawa kits with these decals, they never seem to yellow with age. However, another issue does appear to be common. The glue used on the decals degrades, and it leaves you with decals that won't stick to the model. For decals like this, I always give them a coat of microscale liquid decal film, and this sorts the issue out. Comparing the decals together, you can clearly see the difference between them. The kit contents is the same as the new version, just packaged a little differently, so there's not really a need to sift through all that. So which one should you buy? Honestly, I think it depends solely on personal preference. Both are still buildable, it's just the older will require a little care with the decals. The original would also have more value to collectors, but that's about it. And with that brings me to the end of my comparison review of the 124 Mitsubishi Lancer Evolution 3 1996 Swedish Rally winner by Hasegawa. If you've enjoyed today's video, be sure to like and subscribe, and until next time, ta-ta!